One other team that won last night, that won last night were the Canyon Eagles. They come out with a win over their district rival Amarillo Palo Duro. It's a good win for them. And here to talk about his 6-1 Canyon Eagles is the head coach of the Canyon Eagles. We are joined by Coach Blake Bryant. Coach, how are you?
Man, I'm doing great. Thanks for having us.
Congratulations on your win. I want to quote a tweet from you. You are on Twitter at Canyon Eagles 1. Quote, "Ugly dub is still a good dub. Proud of the Eagle family." So you are obviously there are some things to work on from last night, but at the same time, I imagine Victory Friday is a lot more fun than watching film and figuring out what's going wrong.
Absolutely. And I was proud of how hard we played last night. Of course, our kids always play really hard, but, we didn't play great. I thought we were a little bit flat coming off of two really big games and then playing on a Thursday night over at Amarillo. But, sometimes good teams have got to find ways to win, and even when they play bad, just kind of find a way to win, and that's what our kids did last night.
You mentioned you are coming off of two big games. You guys dropped your first game of the year a couple of weeks ago at a pretty good Amarillo squad, and then you guys go and you beat your rival Canyon Randall rather. Did you have a concern about a bit of a letdown, especially coming off of a really big high emotion rivalry game?
Absolutely. You do have that concern, and then also just that quick turnaround and playing on a Thursday night. And so what we tried to do is we tried to back off our kids a little bit in terms of the amount of time we spent on the field, and that helped a little bit. But sometimes you just got to go scratch out a win and find a way, and our kids did that last night, and so I really feel good about that.
Your defense, it seems like, basically aside from the game against Amarillo, and Amarillo scores a lot on a lot of people, but it seems like your defense has really started to mature. It seems like it's really gotten better week to week. Have you noticed a difference between your defense maybe in week one when you guys go to overtime with a good Brownwood team and what you've seen maybe last night?
I do. We saw signs of them playing really good against that Brownwood team and hold them to 20 points. But then I just feel like that we really kind of settled in on that side of the ball. We got some kids that like to play defense and love the physicality of the game. And so, I really like where we're at on that side of the ball. And I just think that there's room for improvement. Obviously, we've got to get better, but I like how physical we're playing right now.
You guys are playing physical football. That has been a trademark of your squads in the 17 years you've been out there at Canyon. You've been there. A lot of coaches don't spend 17 years in one place. They are. I think coaches are by nature a little bit nomadic. They like to wander. What is it about Canyon that's made you want to stick around?
I love the town, and I love what the town stands for, and I love the people I work with. Our administration is amazing. The superintendents and ADs and our school board, and then I think lastly is man, anything we do in terms of our school, in terms of academics, in terms of athletics, band, you name it. Man, our community gets behind it, and they want us to be good at it, and they give us every opportunity to be successful at it. And so, when you find a place like that and you find a fit, man, my family's fallen in love with this place, and then we call it home.
Oh, that's. I think that's what every coach is looking for. We're talking with Blake Bryant, the head coach of the Canyon Eagles, here on DCTF Live Interview, brought to you by our friends at Atavis Rugby Tackling. Get involved in the conversation at #DCTF Live. Coach, I want to ask you about a couple of your outstanding players. One of both seniors. One of them, your linebacker Dane Douglas, a guy that I know we've had our eye on for a couple of years now. A real hard-nosed guy that I think really reflects the kind of physicality that you want to bring to your team. As the guy who gets to see him every day in practice, what can you tell us about your outstanding senior linebacker?
High character kid. I mean, you would just love being around him, and comes to work every day, handles himself in school and in the classroom great. And so, I know those are things that maybe are just small things and a given to a lot, but for a coach to have a kid like that handles his business is just such a blessing. And then out on the field, he's tough and he's a leader, and he brings an intensity to that defense that he makes those kids buy in. And so I'm really proud of who he is and how he stepped up as a leader this year. And, of course, love the way he's performing.
Absolutely. He's already leading your team in tackles, and you can understand why with that kind of toughness. And then on the other side of the ball, you guys are putting up your fair share of points. You guys are scoring in bunches, and a lot of that has to do with your quarterback, Gunnar Palacios, a guy who's averaging more than 300 total yards per game. What can you tell us about your signal caller that's made him such a playmaker this year?
Gosh, Gunnar, man, he's just a great athlete. And two is he loves the game of football. I mean, he is eaten up with football, and you get those two things together, and along with just being a great leader and a high character kid, just like Dane, and man, he's a blessing to be around. And so, when we're making plays and making calls, and they're the right calls, and then he executes things well and works within the framework of what we're doing. But then when a play breaks down, man, he can go get it. And he can make things happen with his feet, or he can make a big throw. And, when you got a cat like that, man, you just, it's a blessing.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's kind of easy to just say, hey, go do your thing, right?
Well, it's really structured in what we do. People, sometimes I don't know if people realize that, but the play's going to break down sometime. Yeah. And you want an athlete back there that can make something happen and make great decisions, and Gunnar's just the cat that can do it.
That's exactly right, and
Matt Stepp's a huge fan of his.
I know he is. I know our buddy Matt Stepp has been singing his praises for years. I want to ask you a little bit about now you have the long week. You get the extra day to prepare for Dumas, a squad that I think can up and nip anybody. This is a squad that's at 6-0. They're rolling right now. I'm not going to ask you to give away your game plan, and not going to ask you to hurry up and get over what was a nice win last night. But in your early look ahead to Dumas, what have you seen from the Demons?
Hey, they're so well coached. The Dunham brothers up there have done a wonderful job. They've got those kids in that community buy into what they're trying to do. And then their kids just have always, and my whole time up here, their kids play hard. And football's important to that community. And so, they've really got it going up there. And it's going to be a huge challenge. They've kind of always played really good defense. They're running the ball well and really physical on offense. And so, we're gonna kind of sit down and break everything down and take a look at what they're doing. But ultimately, next Friday at Canyon, it's going to be one of those Friday nights that it's gosh, as a coach and a player, man, you just love being a part of, and it's going to be exciting.
It is going to be fun. You need to get your tickets now if you have not gotten them yet out there for this game. It's going to be a real slobber knocker. And then I want to ask you one last question, Coach, before we let you go. You guys are out there in District 3-5A, and admittedly, we are in the business of predictions, and we're usually pretty wrong. We thought we had a pretty good grasp on this district, and now all of a sudden I look at this.
It's been really surprising.
And I think there are as many as I would say that there are 6 teams that are fighting for 4 playoff spots. It is a real it is real in the muck. You guys are all kind of beating each other up. From a coaching perspective, when you take a look at District 3-5A, what are you seeing?
Gosh, it's like y'all nailed it. I mean, it's exactly what you're saying. It's a challenge every Friday night, and every team is capable of beating the other team. And you've got to show up, and you've got to play, and you've got to compete, and just understand that you're going to get everybody's best. And so I just think that the district probably is as strong as it's ever been since I've been out here, and boy, you better get ready to play, and you better have some luck and staying healthy, and the ball needs to bounce your way every once in a while. And if that happens, then, good things will happen for your team.
And good things are happening out there for the Canyon Eagles for head coach Blake Bryant. Follow him on Twitter at Canyon Eagles 1, and he will tell you all about the dubs that they get. Ugly and pretty. Coach, appreciate your time. Congratulations on your big win. Maybe take a breath, enjoy it for a minute, and good luck next week.
Hey, y'all are awesome, and thanks for everything y'all do for Texas high school football.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Coach. There he goes.
Yes, sir.